Let's head to the United States. And a question I want to ask you, and I've asked a few people this. Elon Musk, he's the richest man in the world. Him and Donald Trump were great friends. Everyone predicted, when's this going to fall apart? And that's what's happened. He's not the kind of guy that just lets things go, is he? He doesn't let things go, Elon Musk. He can cause a lot of damage, can't he? Because money talks.
Well, he may be playing a game with Trump. He may be saying, look, get off my back, make sure that all my contracts that I've negotiated with you are all preserved. And if I don't, I'll do what you do, and that is, threaten to do something that will damage you or me in this case. So I think what he is saying is, if I do go down this path, it'll be damaging for you, Donald Trump, and the MAGA movement, certainly the Republican Party.
Can he cause much damage?
Oh, I think he can. I mean, you look at the history of third-party candidates in the United States when they actually do get involved. Ross Perot was an example of that, who destroyed the Republican campaign, presidential campaign back in the early 90s, I think it was. That is a really serious problem because they've got first-past-the-post voting there. So in every election that they have, except in very remote cases, the preferences of that candidate don't come into play. And so what happens then is that 10% of the vote may just get sliced straight off the Republican side of the equation. And that means that they could be losing Senate seats at the at the midterm elections, which will be just in about a year and a half.
Anthony Albanese set to head off to China for 6 days.
Yeah, this is a big one, and it's going to be of great interest. We've seen Penny Wong sort of softening up the Chinese in a way by making pretty clear that whatever issues they may have with the Trump administration, it's certainly not in the area of defence. We know that Anthony Albanese will be raising those issues, including the circumnavigation of Australia by those Chinese warships and so forth, at the highest levels whilst in Beijing. But I think they will also be talking about trade, and that's a much more important issue for Australia right now, particularly at a time when the trade relations with the United States are so fraught.
When you get through all the headlines, the bottom line is the relationship between Australia and China is a lot stronger now than it was 3 years ago.
Absolutely. And we saw what happened when Scott Morrison messed up the relationship with China. They imposed tariffs on us, and that was damaging to those exporters. Luckily, iron ore kept being sold in great quantities, and it didn't have a dramatic impact on our exports, but it could. And so, a more nuanced, sensible approach is what's required here, not a blustering one, which we saw from Scott Morrison. The government understands that our largest trading partner by far is China. We can't ignore that reality. But on the other hand, we can't ignore the fact that China represents a threat in the Asia-Pacific region at its worst, if it were to really up the ante.
That's politics. You've got to walk and chew gum at the same time.
Absolutely. And that's what Anthony Albanese is pretty good at doing.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Tim.